Welcome viewers, listeners, and everyone in between. I'm your lovely host, Mr. Green. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering where's the next Dark episode? Well, it's coming this Friday. Other than that, today is very special for me personally because I want you all to be introduced to KAIJUNE. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. Maybe this is your first time hearing it, but anyway, KAIJUNE was a interesting prompt back in 2017 made by a character designer called Riley Phillips. And a bunch of people loved the idea so much, they just decided to do it every year annually, and it became so popular that, well, now it's just a household name to the drawing challenge community, such as Inktober, Mermay, etc., etc. And I adore it with all my heart. There is nothing more that I love than monsters and giant monsters. So I guess let's not keep you waiting. Let's begin with KAIJUNE Day 1. Day 1. Shaman. So, I'm not really going to get too much into the lore about these because I'd rather talk more about the design process I went through making them. The lore, I'm going to post speed paints on my shorts explaining them with the Hunter's Journal entries. Other than that, these 30 days of drawing are going to be me somewhat explaining the lore, but mostly diving into the design philosophy I had during this entire journey. So, for the first couple kaijus I did, I think it's up to day 4, I'm pretty sure. I specifically only used the symmetry tool because I thought it would look interesting if the kaijus all looked a bit symmetrical, and it really did help with the shaman. I used the symmetry tool more as, well, a tool to just design it, and then I did the line art again with the symmetry tool, but then when it came down to the coloring, I tried to get creative, thinking maybe I should do some blues, but then it landed on a yellow gradient into orange and then brown, which gave me the idea to make it like an autumn kaiju, and gave me the idea maybe it rings its bells to bring on the coming of autumn. And, well, I enjoyed that idea so much, I put it into the lore. And, well, as much as it goes for why I chose a rabbit, it's more of a jackalope, honestly. I mean, as far as shamans go, they basically can be any shape and size, and they come from multiple cultures, but for the most part, I kind of was thinking the snail shamans from Silksong and Hollow Knight, because I've been playing that recently. So I thought, why not just make something a little interesting like that? And I decided maybe I'd just make it a rabbit, because rabbits are wise and interesting creatures, and what's more interesting than a rabbit? A jackalope. So yeah, that's the design philosophy behind it, was just random bullshit, go until you figure it out. So yeah, that's day 1. Day 2, guide. I really don't like this one. I really badly wanted to redraw it, but like, I don't know how to redraw it. I wanted to give it that kind of Torigate feeling, but it just felt wrong while I was doing it. It feels like this one is just a miss on the design, because I wanted to try something a bit different. I wanted to make something interesting, but I also wanted to make it look like it's guarding a doorway, but it is the doorway. And then mid-design, I was thinking of the lore, and I thought maybe it holds like information. Maybe it's guiding you towards your goal by giving you the information you're going to need for that thing. And, well, yeah, other than that, it's a very lame design in my opinion. Tried to get inspired by dogs and other animals, but nothing really clicked for me. I mean, this one, honestly, it's a 6 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10 at most. I'm gonna redraw this one eventually. I really didn't like it. Day 3, Warrior. This one, I love this one. I originally started drawing this one as just like a goofy geared up thing. I thought, it'll be interesting if I like design it a little crazy. And then I forgot during the coloring I made the layer underneath it, the base layer, transparent. So when I was doing the shading and lighting, like, it didn't come out right. The colors were looking like lowered in opacity, and I thought something was wrong with my program. So I exited, entered it like a bunch of times, but I just couldn't figure out what the problem was. And then eventually I figured it out, and I changed the opacity of everything, and then the shading looked so deep and disturbing, and I just gave up on trying to fix it. So I just grabbed one of those foliage brushes in Clip Studio Paint that just lets you just add something special like trees and leaves and flowers, and I just added that into it, and then I incorporated into its lore that it's just some broken down war machine that people used to wear, and it just brings everything to life. Honestly, this one might be my favorite of this week if it wasn't for that goddamn horse. Day 4, Pilgrim. Well, this one, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's not my favorite. I'm gonna, like, put it above Day 2, because, I mean, it's not bad, at least. I don't hate it as much as I do Day 2, but the coloring is a bit off. It looks like just too pastel and flat. I feel like I could have changed it up a bit by making the wooden mask feel a bit more wooden. The scale doesn't feel as big as I thought it would be. Honestly, this one's just more of a... I mean, that's basically what it's supposed to be, a traveler. It's not supposed to look like it belongs next to the other kaiju on the list. It looks like a regular person with a wooden mask, but in reality, it's just a giant titan of traveling and pilgrimage, and it just has a really cool glowy light on a stick. Frankly, I mean, that's just... as interesting as it is, it doesn't really impact the lore as much as just it being a traveler. I mean, I don't even think I'm gonna make it that important in the lore. It's more of a side character. I mean, yeah, that's just really all I drew, and I mean, I liked it enough that I added the cool little designs on it and patterns on the clothing, but pretty much that's it. Day 5, Monarch. Now, originally, I wanted to draw, like, a king, a queen, an emperor or something, but I just decided against it because when I looked up Monarch on Google Images to see what would show up, there's this butterfly called a Monarch butterfly, and I really love the colors on it, so I decided I'm just going to draw that, but a little bit more monstery. And while I was thinking of it, in the lore of the kaijus I've got right now, there's one faction that's just completely historical, monumental, and then there's just one faction that's infected by these parasites that just drive into it and hollow them out like a husk. So I thought, why don't I just show off one of these parasites by putting it in this Monarch butterfly kaiju, and I adore how I did it. I wish I kind of colored it a bit better because, again, it looks so flat. But then again, I was testing brushes at this point, and this is one that I decided to not use the symmetry tool on, along with, I think, also the last one. I don't know. I'm recording these in a very weird manner. Other than that, I adore how this one came out. I love its design, the colors, and everything. I tried to make it as unique as possible, and honestly, I think I did a good job. Day 6, Night. Now, on my KAIJUNE list, I have all the chess pieces titles on there, because I thought, maybe it'll be a cool idea if I make these monumental chess-type warriors for the historic faction of the kaijus. But then I thought, but that would be so lame if I just limit it to them, and I really like drawing horse skulls, so I decided, let me just see if this works out, and if I like the design enough, I'll work on it even more. And I adored the design. It's like just amazingly drawn for me because I didn't expect to pull this off. Like, I tried to put as much detail into this drawing as I possibly could, and I managed to. And I think I did it really well. And this one, out of the entire week, is my favorite drawing I did. Like, it is absolutely perfect. The colors, the shading, the details, the weapons, the swords, the hair, the eyes, the little spillage out of the skull, the hooves, the movement, the feeling of it just screams danger. And this one is my favorite drawing of the week. As far as lore-wise, this one's kind of weird, because I did really like writing its lore, but I don't think it's, like, completely polished, so I'll have to go through a few passages of it until I can perfect it. Day 7. Shogun. I didn't know what I was gonna draw for this until I looked up shoguns and like read about them for a little bit. And as far as media wants us to think, the swords they had were really only for decoration. Like, their main weapons were a bow and arrow and a horse, because, like, call it being a coward, but if you can win a fight from a mile away, then why don't you? Risking your life in a battle is courageous, sure, but, like, deflecting an arrow isn't gonna stop another from hitting you in the eye. And frankly, I kind of like looking at all the layered clothing a bunch of the old shogun art depicted in Japanese tapestries look like. It was really entertaining, honestly. I highly recommend looking into it. But other than that, while I was drawing this, like midway through, I had this idea for like almost a kind of poem, more like a little idea for a dialogue piece, but it goes a little something like, I took your war and made something beautiful. And like that resonated with me in such a way that the person in the historic faction that keeps taking these dangerous, violent war things and turning them into these soldiers that protect instead of kill nonstop is just such a good jab at the recent viewpoint of the world, where if you don't fight in a war for your country, you're not truly a part of your country. Like, if you preach for peace, then what are you going to do at a time of war? You're going to have to fight. But that's not true. You can protect people instead of fighting people, because there's nothing more I value than a human life. And it's a crazy thing to write in such a small little video that I just couldn't imagine ever doing. It's so deep for something I didn't expect to be that deep. And that's all. That's KAIJUNE 2026, week 1. This really inspired me from Subjectively's constant tries at this challenge over the few years I've been watching him, because he does it so well, and the way his art evolves every single time he draws is just beautiful to me. Like, there is such conviction and passion, and it's just done so well. I'm just surprised every time I see it, and it's amazing. I adore it, and I'm gonna keep doing it every year until I get as good or even better than him. And frankly, you should all strive to be a better artist than whoever you're studying, because there's no shame in wanting to be better than a master, because once you learn, you become that master, and then eventually someone else in the world is going to be inspired by you, and they're going to want to do better than you. And then that cycle just repeats itself until everyone eventually decides that you can't always pull yourself down onto someone's level when you can't compare, so you best get ready to compare. You get better, you get on their level, you take that inspiration, turn it into spite, and then turn that spite into something beautiful. You make something you're proud of. You make something you can say very happily to yourself, I made that and I love it. Well, that's basically what kaijus do. The bigger you are, the harder you fall, but at the same time, the harder you hit. So, my fellow artists, my fellow listeners, and my fellow viewers, thank you for coming on today's week of KAIJUNE, and expect the other kaijus this week to get up on those shorts that I'm posting consistently with the little lore tablets that the hunter will be saying. Until next week, or until this Friday, I'll see you all next time. You can leave the studio now. Bye-bye.